Hey everybody, it's the DT hour. It's late, as always. Well, not as always. As always, when Stinger runs the show, it's late. And we got two viewers, so what's up, guys? I do have the chat open, so if you want to comment and say hey, you can. I do have one question for everybody that I think I'm going to start the topics on with, so other than that, though, it's going to be a pretty much open to topic chat. I haven't really sent out that many links yet. I'll send out some links. Maybe I'll just do it by myself. I don't know. First and foremost, I want to wish Kansas to get better soon, brother. Get better soon. He's battling mucus. And apparently it's become an infection of mucus. And they've got him on some antibiotics. And hopefully he will do better. He didn't sound too good. I just talked to him before I went live, and he doesn't sound too good. But thoughts and prayers are with Kansas Hillbilly Prepper. Hope you get feeling real good. He was scheduled to go out to the range tomorrow and go shooting. If he's feeling, well, he'd have to turn around like you wouldn't believe in order to do that tomorrow. So I don't think he's going to go out to the range tomorrow. But I hope he does. I want to see him at the range. I can't wait to see some footage of him shooting at a rifle without me there. That's what I've been working on recently, is getting the trip footage all together, because there was a lot of little things here and there that I didn't put in any videos, and I'm not going to make it those public, because it's basically going to be everything, right? It's going to be really long, and I've decided to break it down in days. Okay, so day 1, day 2, throughout the trip, right? So that's what I've decided to do, but I want to make them private, but I want to make a public video announcing each video, so those people will watch, and if they want to go then check out that video, they can, and if not, they won't. I'm thinking about that, not really too sure. Other person I want to keep thoughts and prayers out to. First, Kansas Hillbilly Prepper. Second person I want to keep thoughts and prayers out to is Mule Team. Excuse me, I got some mucus issues too. Mule Team 66. Haven't heard from him since Sunday. So, yeah, thoughts and prayers go out to Mule. I think it was Sunday, maybe Monday. I think it was Sunday. Don't really know what's going on there. Hopefully somebody does. I hope you're all right, dude. So those are the people that I want to keep our thoughts and prayers out to. And as far as the question that I have for you, I'm going to go check the chat room first and foremost. And, of course, nobody's talking, or at least it hasn't updated yet. I'll refresh it. Why not? Oh, Joe Switman. Cool. All right, so as far as the question, and maybe people will watch this later on, I don't know, is do you vote? And if you do, why do you vote? And how do you vote? I don't know why that came in my mind today, but it did. And I'm going to share the last 2 people I voted for. Shoot, I'll share the last 4. How's that? I voted for Bush originally back in, when did he run? 2000? 99? Yeah, 2000. Voted for Bush. Voted for Bush again. Okay, wasn't woken up. I knew about the Patriot Act, but at the time I thought it was a good thing. So, yeah, I've looked into it a lot since then, and I've changed my opinion on that. And I think I changed my opinion on that even while he was still in office, even before I was technically woke up. But I voted for him because, fuck if I wanted the other guy. I forget who the other guy was. I think it was the Secretary of State now, John Kerry or something. And for me, it's always been a lesser of 2 evils. I'm not really big into voting third-party candidate. And I know a lot of people do that. Well, if everybody did that, then they'd actually win. Well, if everybody woke up, this country wouldn't be to shit, would it? And not everybody's waking up. So I always vote for the lesser of two, and I don't vote for third party. So Bush won, first term, second term. Voted for McCain. Now, this was when I voted for McCain in 08, I still technically wasn't woke up. And I remembered voting for McCain for senator back when I lived in Arizona when I first was able to vote. My dad always voted for McCain. I voted for McCain in, I think the first year I was able to vote was 96. I'm not sure what year that was. Anyway, or 92. It wasn't that. Oh, it's going to be a fun DTR. So, but I'm pretty sure I voted for Clinton once. Anyway, I voted for McCain back when I lived in Arizona. So when he ran in 08, I was pretty excited about that. I thought that'd be pretty cool. I didn't really like how he ran his campaign. I was kind of upset about that. He didn't really go after Obama very much in the debates, and I kind of saw that he was trying to be very politically correct. Did not want to be, considered a racist in any way, shape, or form. And I think that by being too scared of being called a racist or something like that, he gave him the election. I think McCain might have had a little bit better, but he still probably would have lost. But anyhow, so I voted for McCain. I'm glad he didn't win, but I don't want Obama either. So once again, lesser of two evils. Voted for Romney just last time, and I was awake. And a lot of people were like, "Why are you voting for Romney? Why don't you vote for what was that, Tom Thompson?" Because I figure that's throwing away my vote. And I'll still say it to this day, everybody who voted for third-party candidate, you're the reason, okay, we have Obama. That was not a horribly, that was kind of a close race in certain places. He might have still won, right? But you throw away your vote like that, and to me, my opinion, you're voting for the other guy. Because you're conservative, right? Your vote would go towards a conservative candidate. And that would definitely not be Obama. Do you think any liberal people, any of the liberal side, were doing any voting for any other person other than Obama? No, they weren't. So us being fractured that way, well, I'm not going to vote for Romney. I want to vote for Thompson, or I'm going to vote for this other guy who nobody ever fucking heard of, right? And we're all about our principles, and I can't vote for a person who I don't believe in. You've got to totally believe in the person before you vote for him. I'll tell you, the liberals aren't doing that. All right, it's us, and we're fractured in that sense. Now, I'm not saying Romney would have been any better. Probably worse. I don't know. And maybe everybody else is right. Maybe we should just fucking vote for the third party and we should all get on the same bandwagon. But I can tell you what, the more people that vote third party for whatever reason, well, if everybody did it, then that guy would get in. Or, yeah, I'm just doing it as a protest vote. Okay, well, you just protested a vote for Obama. 2016, you're going to protest a vote for Hillary Clinton too? I don't know. My thoughts. All right, I'm going to refresh the chat room, see if anybody commented on that. Mr. Tommy Boy, hey. Yes, I am sorry, Mr. Tommy Boy. The chat did start late. It's because I'm not used to running it. And I stayed up really late last night talking with Glocker Bob. And Glocker Bob is an awesome dude. If you don't know who Glocker Bob is, this dude can hit I swear to God, it was a target maybe not even a foot in diameter, right? It's a steel target. I think it's less than a foot in diameter. Had to be like 250 yards. He could barely see the target and hit it with a 3-inch barrel on a pistol. Okay. This guy is like the Chuck Norris of firearms. Glocker Bob. Go check him out. 94 degrees and hot as hell wherever Tommy Boy is. Hey, let's check the weather, huh? We'll run this chat right in the ground. We'll check weather. It is 93 degrees. Oh, you beat us by 1 degree. I wonder what it's going to get up to today, though. Well, it's only supposed to get up to 99. That's not bad. I have to go for a walk later. Woo. You people that live in the humid climates, you're like, 99, that's horrible. Yeah, when you got humidity. But when it's dry, it's not so bad. All right. Tommy Boy doesn't vote because it's all bullshit. You know, I'd rather you not vote than to vote third party. Okay, not you personally, right? But if somebody was going to vote for Obama, third party, or not vote at all, or vote for third party or nobody at all. You know, nobody at all, I think, is probably better than voting for third party. Last vote was in 2008. Did you vote for Obama, Mr. Tommy Boy? A lot of people did. A lot of people on the Dragon did. Oh, man, people voting for Obama in 2008. Even here on the Dragon. What? Man, I didn't even do that shit. I saw his stupid ass from a mile away. I don't know what it is, but people were, like, seduced by his blackness. Oh, it's going to be historic. We're going to have the first black president, and he has hope and change. You know what? By you voting for him because he was black, you are a racist. Big-time racist. Oh, my God. If that's not the definition of racism, I don't know what is. Voting for him because he's black. 90-something% of the black community voted for him. Like, almost 99. I think it was like 97, 98% of the black community voted for Obama. You really think 97 or 98% of them knew what he was all about, knew the policies he wanted to implement, knew the fact that black employment was going to go way down and everything for blacks is going to go to shit? No. They don't fucking care. It's the same thing as usually, you know, minorities, you know, not just one class. Minorities usually vote for Democrats. Democrat, D, all the way down the fucking voting thing, right? Oh, you put in a D, and he's black. They don't care. They don't care what he's about. All they heard was maybe one speech about hope and change, and yes, we can. And they were seduced. Totally seduced. You don't look up people. You don't check them out. I knew Romney was a bad cat, and I still voted for him. Why? Because I'm an educated voter. I actually look into stuff like that. You know? I knew that Romney was a piece of shit, and I found out in 2008. I didn't know it before because, you know, maybe I evolved as a voter or whatever, but I found out in 2008 that McCain was a piece of shit, too. And this year, I will not vote for McCain. In fact, if it's McCain, because we're trying to get him out in the primaries, if McCain wins the primaries and it's just between him and a Democrat, I will vote for Democrat. And I will vote for the main person. I'm not going to do a third-party vote. One of y'all need to convince me why a third-party vote is even fucking valid. Because if it's because it's a protest vote, or if it's because if we all did it, then something would happen, ain't flying with me. Because you can't get everybody to do it. But I was at a gun show not too long ago, and there were some veterans, it looked like from Vietnam, I'm not sure, older guys, right? But they were veterans. And they asked us if we had a minute, and we did, and they talked to us about this candidate running for governor, right? Yeah. But they're also talking about McCain at the same time because he's up for vote in 16. I think it's this year, right? Midterms, and they had these stickers. And check it out. It's kind of stupid in a way, but it's "Are you fed and then up with candy cane or McCain? Don't be stuck on stupid." So they're do a fundraising for one of the people they want for governor, and they told me a little bit about them, and I chipped in $5. Not a lot, but it was really good to talk with them and stuff. But that's really all I had. Hey, that's a subject we could go into. Gun show stuff. I went to a gun show. It's been a long time since I've done it. I picked up 100 primers, small pistol primers, just 100. They were $3. It was a good deal. I should have bought more because they were only $3, and usually the $3.30. So I say 30 cents. But when you're reloading and you're doing it to save money, even when you have a Dillon that costs $1,300, you want to buy in bulk, and you want to buy the cheapest price you can, because that 30 cents, that's a lot of primers, because each primer is 3 cents, right? So that would be like 10 primers. And if you did it by 1,000, that would be even more. Gun show finds. Oh, yeah. My wife picked this up. This is a flashlight, obviously, but it's waterproof. They had it in a little tub of water, just sitting there the whole gun show, and it was working. So that right there was kind of cool, right? But the really cool factor of this is it is solar. People, it was funny. Bobby Paradise, Yankee 4. He was God bless him. He was like, "Why do you need a solar flashlight? That's not going to work." No, it has 2 batteries in this flashlight. One is rechargeable from the solar power. Okay, so it charges the battery. And the other one is a battery that you can replace, because you have 2 options with this. You can run it on the solar battery, or you can run it off the battery. So that's kind of cool. $20. $20. The coolest thing I picked up at the gun show, though, is this right here. This right here is 7.62 by 39, or AK ammo, right? It's brass, which is awesome. And there is a little orange tip on each one. Some of them are a little bit faded. These are old rounds. I was 9 years old when these were made. But they are tracer ammo. A bag, because he didn't have boxes. A bag of 20, $14. Not bad. 1984. This is Chinese, before the ban, 1984. So, $14 a bag. I decided to pick up 2 of them. So now I have 40 rounds of tracers, which I can't do anything with until winter at least, because during the summer it's fire season in Arizona, and you can't even go out to the desert shooting regular ammo because they're so scared that a bullet will hit a rock and make a spark and set up a fire, that you try to do tracers and they will haul your ass to jail real quick. So I got to wait until winter, or if I go somewhere that I know it allows. But I also want to get a better camera for low light situations before I do that. Okay, so that's my little gun show find. Joel Sweatman, what's up? It's hard to tell who's real anymore and who can. Nobody can fix the government. I mean, it's going down. What I'm trying to do is slow it down. Okay, that's the whole thing between Romney and Obama. Okay, I knew I wasn't going to vote for third party. So I knew both of them are bad. It's not about changing or fixing the country, because really the president's not supposed to do that anyway. You want to change or fix the country, start at your local level. Try to fix your local government. If everybody talked about voting for a third party, try to fix their local government instead of worrying about who to vote for president, the country would be better off. It really would. Local. Start local. But for me, it's just slowing the train wreck down. Because I know where this country's going. And you guys might call me, call bullshit on that. But as a Christian, okay, which I am, I see the writing on the wall, right? Now, if you believe that, then you probably see it too, or you kind of see where I'm coming from. But this shit is biblical, all right? Now, if you don't believe, then you can call me, fairy tale believer, whatever you want, right? But it is biblical that this shit will fail, that we will have to run to the mountains to flee our own government because we will be persecuted. It's not getting better. I'm just trying to slow the damn thing down while I try to get as ready as I possibly can. I don't need a bunker. I don't need a whole storage thing of food. I just need a few other little things here and there, right? Because I'm not one of these people who think there is no God and I have to provide for myself. I do believe that God does provide for you. I believe. So, fairy tale or not, whatever you believe, right? Everybody believes something. Local elections may be the best alternative. Hey, yeah, I mentioned that before. Well, you mentioned it before I did, though. Racism consists of hating anyone for their beliefs and subject harm against them. No, there's reverse racism. Are you saying to me if I let this person have something better because they're black and I'm black, but I don't let a white person have it for the same price, that's not racism? There is reverse racism. Look at I always have a hard time with this, affirmative action. You're going to give a black person a job over a more qualified white person because you have to have a certain amount of blacks employed at your establishment? That's racist. That is overlooking one for another. On what? On the content of their character or the skill of their labor? No. On the color of the skin. You think Martin Luther King wanted that? No. He was all about the content of your character and not the color of your skin. He would have been pissed off, and I'm talking royally pissed off about affirmative action. There's no way that's not totally opposite of what he preached, right? Content of character, not the color of the skin. Well, if that's the case, you take the whole, which race are you off the application. You take your name off the application. You just put the facts of your education and your experience and why you're qualified for that job. If you did that, yeah, there might be less blacks than whites in business establishments as employees, but that is going on everybody has a chance in this country to get an education, and a lot of people are going to disagree with this. And everybody can pull themselves up out of whatever situation they're in to be a better person. It's up to them, the content of their character, if they do that or not. And I have some examples. Friggin' W.M. Warrior, one of the people that come in on the Dragon, grew up in Compton, black. How many black kids grow up in Compton that you know that are as smart as W.M. Warrior? That kid is going places. He's so much smarter than I had ever been. Look at Dr. Ben Carson. I was a supporter of him in the, I think he's a great guy. He has some issues with the Second Amendment, but it's not always, for me, it's the lesser of two evils, and we won't go into that. Dr. Ben Carson grew up in the shittiest ass neighborhood ever, was poor as all hell. Mama made sure that he went to the library every day, right? Studied, did good in school. His mom raised him correctly, and because of that, he's now a pediatrics brain surgeon who people want to run for president, whether you agree with his politics or not. Black kid. So to tell me that you can't get out of a situation that you might have been born into, I call bullshit. I see it all the time. Those are just two examples. I could come up with hundreds more if I really wanted to. It might take me some time to look them up, but I could. Anyway, I got off topic. Hasn't voted because it seems the system never works anymore. Well, there you go. So we have those categories. You vote for the lesser evil. You don't vote at all. You vote for third party, right? Yeah, that was it. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to, yeah, we'll keep talking. These are my favorite kind of chats sometimes. Because I would have never been able to get what I just said out if there was, Rebel, Mule. Love the guys, right? Love all the guys, but ain't no way I would have got any of that out to where I thought my point was made, So voting, we got 10. Well, we got 11 viewers. So what's up, guys? This is the DT hour with Stinger. Kansas is not I might as well update everybody. Kansas is not feeling well. He's got a mucus issue that has become infectious, and so they have him on antibiotics. I talked to him a little bit before I started this chat. He does not sound like he's doing very well, so please thoughts and prayers for him. Mule Team 66, I have no idea what's going on. Haven't talked to him since, I believe, Sunday, and that's rare. I mean, I don't usually go that long without talking to him in a private or calling him. I even text messaged him yesterday asking him about the dragon, and I had no response, so I started getting worried about it. Rebel mentioned something. I'm not going to ask anymore because, it's not up to Rebel to tell me. It's up to Mule, hopefully. And of course I know Mule is around still because, Rebel said, well, I'll wait for Mule to tell you, and that's fine. We'll see. Joel Sweatman, there is reverse racism. I'm not saying there isn't. Okay, well that's just me giving you my opinion on that. I'm not attacking you. Okay, it's kind of like a debate. Maybe back. It's funny too because I can talk and you can type, so it's not even a fair debate, right? So I apologize if it came across like I was attacking on you, because I wasn't. I didn't mean to. I was saying the same thing, just didn't put it in the right words. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Reverse racism. You see it all the time. See it all the time. Another subject I want to talk about, we kind of got into it a little bit last night on last night's Dragon that I also hosted, is your rights as a business owner. As a business owner, okay, you own an establishment, let's say in the food or service thing, whether it be a bar, restaurant, or whatever, right? You own it. Should you be able to serve liquor? Well, yeah, with a liquor license you can do that, right? Okay. Should you be able to serve Mexican food at your restaurant? And you're not going to serve French food. You don't want to make French food. It's a Mexican restaurant. So, okay, yes, we can make French food, okay, or Mexican food. So we're going to make Mexican food in this restaurant. And we're serving liquor so that we can have margarita hour or whatever, right? So we can choose these things for our business. We can choose how many bathroom stalls. We can choose the employees. We can even choose the people because technically you still have that, we have the right to refuse service to anyone, right? Unless it's on race, which is fine. I'm cool with that, right? But there are some businesses trying to not do race, right? But they do age. Oh, you can't bring a baby in here or a toddler. We don't want to hear them crying. That's been hitting the news a lot, right? What are your thoughts about that? Should a business be able to cater to only adults and not allow children in? Well, bars can only allow people in 21 and over, unless accompanied with an adult, and then they can't drink, depending on what state you're in, because there are some states that allow a minor to drink as long as they're parent. I don't even know if that still applies, but when I was living in Wisconsin, that was still going on a little bit. But my main issue with this whole thing is, as a business owner, shouldn't you determine how your business is run? shouldn't you determine who you allow in your establishment? Not talking racism. I'm talking about the kind of people, right? And that goes to the whole smoking thing, right? Shouldn't you, as a business owner, be able to decide if you want to have an establishment that is either non-smoking completely or one that allows it? Or one that allows it but segregated, right? Here you guys, the smokers, you go into that separate room with the windows and the filters and all this stuff to make sure the other patrons don't get any smoke. Shouldn't you, as a business owner, be able to decide that? It's one of those long-time things that's pissed me off. Before I even woke up, it pissed me off. I'm not a business owner, but, that would be an awesome thing to do someday. I wouldn't mind being a business owner. As I'm having a cigarette, which I am getting back into vaping. So for all you people who are like, oh my God, he's not vaping anymore. I'm vaping. It's just that trip ruined all my vaping supplies, so I got to get more. Hey, our troll stopped by to give a thumbs down. Yay. Oh, good. You don't feel attacked. That's cool. Awesome. And yeah, Joel, I agree with the whole letting people finish their point. But, that's what happens when you get, and it's not just Mule and Reb. If it was just me, Mule, and Reb, I could get my point across, and then we'd have a debate back and forth and yada yada. And eventually, it might take a little bit, but eventually my point would come across the way I wanted it to. But when you got like 9 or 10 people in the chat room, ain't no way. Ain't no way in hell. But I do believe that you should be able to, as a business owner, you should be able to run it however the fuck you want to run it. It's your business, right? This government has overregulated us big time. Big time. I am going to invite a couple peeps. Just because I feel bad. I don't want to take up the whole hour by myself. And I might have been on for an hour by now, too. Let me check. Nope, only 30 minutes. Usually it would take at least an hour to get all that out. WM Warriors has not been around lately, and the rumor has it he took down his videos on his channel. I haven't heard much, but what I have heard was that he was about to go do something, and he didn't want his videos up anymore. Don't know what that means. Don't want to look into it. It's one of those things. So, E. Kenny and Linda are awake. Maybe I'll send them a link. It's been a while. She's always fun to talk to. And the one time I got to talk to Kenny, it was cool. So, yeah, a couple links. We'll see. Businesses should be allowed to serve who they want to. Yeah. See, we agree on something. Because you're going to have those businesses that are going to totally cater to non-smokers, right? Why? Because there's health food restaurants out there, right? The health food places for all those people who run everywhere and they want kale. Those people, right? They cater to them. You see my fat ass going in there looking for a kale cheeseburger? No. Why? Because they're catering to a certain kind of people. Well, they're obviously not going to have smoking, right? And even a lot of fast food would do that too. And you give them the choice, and they're automatically going to make those choices. Some businesses would, but I bet you there'd be more businesses that would continue to be non-smoking than would actually cater to smokers again. Everything, Mr. Tommy Boy, everything has slowed down as I took a ride yesterday and business had closed in the Chattahoochee, Tennessee area. Gas went up 30 cents a gallon and now $3.55. Filled it up to $3.22 at Speedway with card before the change. Gas prices. we can get on gas prices. Hey, Kansas is in the chat room. Brother, if you want a link, you let me know. I know you're not feeling well, but hey, thanks for showing up to your own chat. I'm going to run this bitch into the ground. Gas prices, right? I heard a report on Fox, I think yesterday, that we are now 60% self-sufficient in gas. Gas prices haven't gone down at all, have they? We're 60%. And if we expand on fracking and expand on offshore drilling, that we could be totally self-sufficient. Now, whether you like fracking, whether you like offshore drilling, you know, a lot of people here are going to disagree back and forth on that. That's a topic for another day. But it's possible, right? It's possible to be totally energy efficient, or energy. We don't need energy from anybody else. Gas prices aren't going to go down. Ain't no friggin' way. They're still hovering around $100 a barrel, you know, up and down, usually between 90 and 110, right? Any given month of the year. And that's been like that for a long time. A long time. Back before Obama was president, like right before Bush left, it was $1. It was under $2 a gallon, right? I don't remember the exact price, but it was under $2 a gallon when Bush was still in office. I know that. It's gone up so much since then, but the price per barrel is about the same. Why? Right? We get 100% energy efficient, where we don't have to get, you know, gas from anybody else or oil from anybody else. Gas prices ain't going down. Ain't no fucking way. Too many taxes coming in from that. And every time the government, I love it when the liberals like, we need better fuel-efficient cars. But they're killing themselves because then they don't get enough taxes, right? So now they're trying to implement the whole GPS in your vehicles so that you can pay a tax depending on the mileage you've driven. Whew, that's bad. Thank you, Joel Sweatman. I appreciate it. I do. And Kansas Hillbilly Prepper says Ronnie Brown. Kansas, your chat. You want in, brother? As I said, you're more than welcome to come on in. And then you can invite whoever you want. I don't even see that you're on in the thing to give you a link, but I'll send you another link. Screw it. There. Gas prices. It's like the same thing with all these jobs being shipped overseas. What was it, in the 90s? Maybe earlier than that. I'm not exactly sure on the dates, right? But that's when I kind of noticed that a lot of shit was starting to be made in China, right? That's when I noticed it. Not saying that that's when it happened, but all of a sudden, you know, we're opening our borders. We're decreasing the tax for importation or whatever. So we're making it easier for businesses to go overseas and do their business over there and then ship it over here. So take, for example, a bottle or a toy, right? Any toy. $16 here, made in America. They ship the jobs over to China. It's still $16 for that toy. But they're not paying nearly as much. You know, first of all, that $16 toy usually takes $1 to make, right? Out of material and wages. It's about $1. But now they ship it over to China where they can get slave labor pretty much, and it's still the same damn price. Well, they're not going to decrease their price because you're already used to paying that. And if you're already used to paying that, why not continue to pay that because you're already paying it, and we can just make that much more in profit. So instead of it costing $1 for them to make, it's costing them 90 cents to make. But now they're making an extra 10 cents every time you buy it. Look at McDonald's. Not too long ago, McDonald's, I remember when I was still eating McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's anymore because of various reasons, right? But I remember when their double cheeseburger was 99 cents, and then it was $1.10 because the cheese was extra expensive. So No, it wasn't. It's just they wanted to make more money, right? That's what it is. Prices ain't ever going to go down, even if we are self-sufficient as a country. And you better not get an electric car. You might as well get a bicycle or something that they can't tax. Hey, High Desert, how you doing? I'd invite you, but I don't know. You disagree with me a lot. Do I have you in my circles? I will check. Aren't you supposed to be doing some burpees right about now? No, I'll send you a link. Why not? You got something to say? Say it. I might just put the link out in the chat. That'd be kind of cool. I've been bitten before, though. Ronnie Brown wants to chat. Well, Kansas, as I said, brother, you want to run it? Come on in. Invite whoever you want. And there you go. I got a sleeping dog. Hey, you guys want to see the intro I made for Rebel? I made him an intro. He kind of liked it. He thought it was kind of funny. And then said he was going to use it as a channel trailer. Hasn't done shit with it. And I thought about posting it to the Green Dragon, but I just never did. I got in the mode of making intros again for a little bit. I think it was Glocker Bob. Once again, if you don't know who Glocker Bob is, check him out. That's the size of a target at 250 yards with a 3-inch barreled pistol. He's Chuck Norris of firearms. Glocker Bob's an awesome guy. He hardly ever shoots Glocks, though, but he has one, I hear. So there you go. But no, I made him updated his intro because he had lost his old one. Thanks, Joel. Covered wagon and a horse will be the future. I'm telling you, man. So tell me about your trip. Kansas wants to know about my trip. I am uploading. Well, I've uploaded 2 days worth, right? But I was told by a few people that were involved in the whole Kansas Hillbilly Prepper Rifle project that they would love to see the entire unedited video. So I'm working on that. And it's not going to be public. It's going to be unlisted, but anybody who wants to watch it would be able to. It's going to be a lot, and I had to split it up in days because day 1's 8 minutes, an 8-minute long video. Day 2 is a 43-minute video. Day 2 is 43 minutes. Yeah, day 3 I think is 17, and I haven't even gotten to day 4 yet. So try to cook this. Put me in your circle so I can watch you again. The only way I ever get to these chats is by following a comment that Joel puts out, which is okay, but I'm always looking for his comments. Green Dragon Tavern Chats, Google+. I do not know. I am covering for people who are smarter than I am when it comes to this. I can start it up. I can chat. I can even invite a few people. But when it comes to running it, and I would suggest being subscribed. Okay, you want to be subscribed to the Green Dragon, obviously, on YouTube. Then know the basic times that it starts. Right now, we usually have it, usually, not always, okay, we usually have a chat on Tuesday nights at 7 my time, which is like Arizona time, or Pacific, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. We don't change our time during daylight savings time, so Sometimes it's different. I think it's 2 hours difference in Central, so that would be 9 o'clock Central. Okay, 9 o'clock Central on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And then we have the DT hour, which is usually 2 o'clock Central on Wednesdays. So that's what this is. But I started it late because I was up late last night talking with Locker Bob. And I slept in a little bit. A lot of it. But that's the best I can do for you to try to cook this person. Yeah. Next time you see a chat with Mule or Rebel, well, Rebel doesn't really know too much on that either. I don't think. There you go. Okay, other topics. You guys got anything? I'm running out. But that's all right because the DT hour is getting close, being an hour long, I think. Yep, 45 minutes. 15 more minutes, guys. Oh, I'll talk about my trip a little bit. Why not? So, the first day, a lot of people didn't see any of the footage because it was really just me and the wife driving. All right. We drove from Mesa, Arizona, all the way to Parsons, Kansas, and that was a hell of a drive. We didn't film any of it in Arizona. We didn't start filming until New Mexico, almost out of New Mexico, because we started probably about 6 o'clock our time is when we left, and there was some sun, but we were just trying to get as many miles in before we fell asleep as we possibly could. We ended up not sleeping that night. We took shifts, and but the first video update was just for the 9 guys involved in the rifle project. You know, in fact, the whole first day of the trip was pretty much like that, right? So the first day of the trip is going to be, it's some of it is kind of funny too, but it's going to be a lot of the driving plus the actual moment when I got to Byron or Kansas Hillbilly Prepper's door, knocked on it, was let in, and met him for the first time. Oh. So if you're interested in that, that'll be up. I don't know when that'll be up. It's already up, and I already have the link that I can hand out to people, but I'm not handing it out yet. I'm going to wait to see what I'm going to do with that. So that's the first day. The second day is the entire range trip with Kansas Hillbilly Prepper. And that's the 43-minute long video. And in that, and I kind of wish I had put it in, but my video was already 28 minutes long. I had done a video on YouTube explaining the whole rifle project to everybody else that wasn't a part of it. And so that video was already 28 minutes, but there's a lot of good footage at the beginning of that range trip that was never seen. And in that, I have Kansas Hillbilly Prepper shooting his stepson's little 380 pistol, him shooting my AR-7, him shooting his AR-15 before he knew it was his AR-15, and then some shooting. Well, I shot my AK and I shot my AR. I did try to give him the AR to shoot, but it was too heavy for him for Kansas. And it's a really heavy rifle. It's a stainless steel barrel. It's a full metal stock it's aluminum, but it's still full metal, and it's a heavy gun. So that's day 2. Day 3 is going to be, it's actually kind of long, but it's not horribly long because it is just us driving to Illinois to meet Mule. What's up, G Mangos? Boy, I could invite you and we could take this thing to new places. Like Jamaica, man. Yeah. Day 3 will be a long video, or the next day after that, that'd be day 4, right? The day 4 when I'm actually at Mule Teams, that's going to be a long video. I'm also putting all the pictures that we took in there too, so that'll be cool. Day 5 is, I think, on our way home. We didn't really take much video, if all at all, on day 5. Well, I did take one picture, and that was with St. Louis Ray Edwards. I got to meet him in person. That was kind of cool. That's a cool dude. If you don't know who St. Louis Ray Edwards is, he's one of the conspiracy guys. So he's definitely one of us, on the Dragon. He doesn't really come on here. I think he's been on here before, but he doesn't really like doing the live chats. Awesome guy. Has taught me a lot about the whole 9/11 thing. He didn't really want to either. He's like, oh, I'm tired of yelling at the mountaintops and having people call me crazy. I'm like, no, I'm not calling you crazy. I just want to look into it more. People keep talking to me about it. And I thought maybe you would have some information for somebody who is just now kind of exploring the idea that it might have been something else other than what the official story said, right? And that was one thing that I still don't really want to wake up on. I'm sure everybody does, right? But I definitely wasn't awake at the time. And to think that your government could be responsible for the horrors of that day. And I question anybody who believes with all their heart and soul that the government was totally involved in, and it is the reason. Not only let it happen, okay, because for a while there I was in the phase of, well, they might have, kind of let it happen, but if you're in the phase of, no, they didn't just let it happen, they made it happen so that they could do whatever, enact the Patriot Act, go to war, whatever, if you believe they did that shit on purpose, why haven't you done anything about it? I mean, even if it's suicide, right? Even if you do a suicide bombing on the U.S. Capitol, why haven't you done anything about it? Because to me, that is, I don't know, I told people before, if I come to the conclusion that the government was responsible for that, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably do something stupid because of the fact that that's wrong, man. You don't, I don't know. I have looked into it a lot, and I've seen the problem is with that, right, is when it's a conspiracy theory, you get all sorts of nut jobs out there. So when I was watching videos, I had videos coming up that 9/11 was hoax, right? And there was no planes. They digitally added those into the footage later on, and that's just out there, okay? I'm not a total conspiracy nut, right? I still think that the whole JFK thing, it's more easy for me to say it's the one guy than it is multiples. I need better proof, okay, than the government's behind it all, and they're hiding the truth, so that's why we don't have anything concrete. I need more than that, right? So telling me the planes did not even exist and that was something they added into the footage later, I don't buy it. Why? Because a lot of people were filming it as it was happening. We got a whole bunch of footage from all sorts of different places, of different angles on the planes and all that. So everybody's spot off, everybody's in on it. What? I'm not going to buy that, right? So the planes, obviously, to me, I'm counting the planes. At least 2, all right? Then we had the one supposedly go into the Pentagon. A lot of people discredit that because you don't actually see a plane, and that's fine. I'm not going to say that you're totally nuts on that one, right? Because I didn't see a plane either. Of course, the one that went down in the other, before it even hit anything, I don't know. I don't even remember if they found the black box or if they found anything in that hole in the ground, right? The one that really gets me is Building 7, and I was told, I think by DJ Moore, and definitely was told by St. Louis Ray Edwards, or now it's just Ray Edwards, right? Because he's not in St. Louis anymore. Told by him to go check that out. So that's what I did. Now that I can get behind. All right. They had, contractors and engineers do a video documentary on that and how buildings fall. Watch that. Very, very enlightening. And you got people there that actually have some credibility, right? Not just a YouTuber with a camera and a editing software. Oh, damn, dog, you're loud. So Building 7, to me, is pretty fishy, right? To me, it does look like a controlled implosion. Now, I learned something by watching that documentary about how long it takes for them to set something like that up. If they're controlled demolitioning a building in Vegas, an old casino or whatever, how long it takes them to make sure, to wire it up for demolition. I learned something on that video. So it takes a while, a couple weeks, right? Maybe a month, I'm not sure. So that's fishy, right? Did they already have it wired up, but just before the 9/11 attacks because they knew it was coming? So that's one question, right? Did they wire it up right away, a week or two or a month or two before the attacks because they knew it was coming? Or did they always have it wired up and ready for demolition because they were doing something shady in there? I don't know. And I probably never know. But it's shady. It's shady as all hell. The whole, everything's burnt to shit except for the terrorist passports. Yeah, that's shady as hell too. So there's some shadiness for sure. And I'm sure there's a lot that they're not telling us. Am I in the camp yet of the government orchestrated the whole thing and they're the reasons why? I'm not there yet. And in order to get there, it's going to take more than just some YouTuber with editing software saying something. It's going to take kind of like that documentary that I saw with the engineers and the people, the educated people, teaching me something that they already know about a lot. Tommy Stock 64, congratulations on checking out number 7, Steve. Hey, you feel better about me now. Hey, I'm okay with waking up. I just want to have a little proof because I don't want to be the guy who believes in flammable snow. Okay? I just don't. Because if you believe in everything, then you'll fall for anything. And as soon as somebody sees that you fell for something stupid like flammable snow, then your point is invalid. Right? Anybody who fell for that and was like, oh my God, the government's dumping this flammable snow on us, I don't have time for them much anymore. Because if you believe in that, then you're just as bad as the people that don't believe in anything, right? Oh, the government's great. They never do anything wrong. You're just as bad as those people. Of course the government does shit wrong, right? They do shady shit all the time. You just watch the regular news and wake up and find out the government's not out there to be your friend. But the people that vote for D or vote for R every time and don't look into it, those same people, is in the same class of people as I associate with people that believe in everything. So I have to have a little bit better proof before I will say yes. We got people saying we never landed on the moon. And I've seen plenty of documentaries about, the crosshairs in the picture that are not right. They're under the subject when they should be over the subject, and the shadows are wrong, and it was all done. It's going to take more than crosshairs on a film, for me to believe that we never landed on the moon. I don't always believe the official story. I definitely question it a lot more nowadays than I used to. But when it comes to the big stuff, like landing on the moon and 9/11, I'm going to need some actual proof before or JFK. I'm going to need a lot more proof, and there's just not out there. And the main excuse I get is, well, the government's covering it up, so obviously we're not going to hear about that. And that might be true, but don't expect me to just buy into what your theory is, without any kind of backing it up. Mr. Tommy Boy, glad you opened the chat stand. He was bored. Well, I'm glad I can entertain you for a few minutes. Dance, monkey, dance. So, once again, I don't know if we got 14 viewers. So I'm going to update everybody again. Kansas Hillbilly Prepper, thoughts and prayers go out to him. He's not feeling well. He had a arranged trip scheduled for tomorrow. Oh man, you're gonna have to feel a lot better before you are able to do that. But I hope you feel much better, and I hope you don't have to go to the hospital. Mule Team 66, haven't heard from him since Sunday. Don't know anything about what's going on with him, so don't ask, because I don't know. But I know it's not normal, and so I'm sending out thoughts and prayers for Mule Team and his family. Hope that everything's okay. And let me redo the chat. We got a few more comments. Wow. Okay. Planes hit the towers and the towers went down. Can't dispute that one bit. Well, there are people on YouTube that do. And those videos are mixed in with the good videos. So finding a good video in a slew of crap, is like finding a needle in a haystack. And it frustrates me. I don't like going and watching that shit, because then it just pisses me off, right? Watch your tongue. Don't verbalize your every thought here. I have no idea. Is that talking to me? Are you joking, or are you pissed off at me? I don't know. But he's saying congratulations on Building 7, so there you go. G. Mangos was working in the VA at 9/11, and I have to pass the Pentagon every day. I got home. I passed when the Butch was in flames. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I mean, it's not cool, but you actually live in that area. I was living in Wisconsin for 9/11, and was definitely not doing anything important at that point in my life. Although my daughter was born in April of that year, so it was going on the right track. The question is, try to cook this. Who is try to cook this? I don't know who try to cook this is. Apparently they follow you though, right, Joel? Is that what they said? Yeah, when Joel puts it out. So there you go. No idea. So how many conspiracies do you believe in? Is everything conspiracy to you? Is there no official story that is 90% correct? I mean, or even well, I was going to say 100, but is there no official story out there that you buy completely or close to completely that you don't cry out conspiracy? I was talking with the guys, and I was like, well, next you're going to be saying that World War II was a conspiracy. And they're like, yeah, it was. We totally knew the Japanese were coming to bomb Pearl Harbor. We got reports of it before they even showed up, and we just let that shit happen. Well, then next you're going to say World War I is. Well, yeah, the Lusitania, obviously. We knew that. We just wanted to get in it. Okay. The Revolutionary War? Boston Tea Party? Was that a conspiracy? To me, if everything is, then I don't know. I don't think everything is a conspiracy. So sometimes shit just happens, right? Lately in the news, everything looks like a conspiracy. You got the IRS, you got Benghazi, you got the VA hospital stuff. They're hiding shit up. I mean, the latest thing I heard with the not the VA, the lowest learner, so that would be the IRS, right? The latest is that she lost all her documents from her emails for the last, the 2 years that was in under investigation. Oh, we had computer issues. Okay, so you don't have her emails. How about the people she was emailing? Do you have their emails? How about the NSA? Because the NSA was around, and I can guarantee you the NSA has her emails. So there's that. I said that bitch was in flames, not Butch. LOL, my bad. It's my fat fingers. LOL, good topic. That's G. That's G. The rabbit hole can go pretty deep. And I know, yeah, High Desert Pioneer, you got, and I sent you the link, so you could tell me all about all the conspiracies. because I'm one that I'll test the waters and I'll go into it a little bit, and if I have evidence, some evidence, I'll look into it even more. But I don't think everything's a conspiracy. There are a few. I do believe in World War I with the Lusitania, right? Not too sure about the World War II with the Japanese, although I know we were doing a lot of things to piss the Japanese and the Germans off at the time. I personally think we should be a separatist country. We should never get involved. If somebody does something to us, okay, let's say 9/11 was not an inside job, totally terrorism, right? 100%. There was no conspiracy. That's what we're going to believe for a moment. If that was the case, we should go and bomb their asses to hell and back and then not do anything else. Nation building? Fuck that. Fucking bomb their asses to the Stone Age. Just hit them hard. The whole don't tread on me. You tread on me, you get bit, and that's it. Tommy Stock 64, had something about how somebody should do something if they were pissed off enough. Oh yeah, the 9/11. If you believe your government was responsible for 9/11, why haven't you done something about it? And I don't know. I'm not saying you personally, right? And yeah, it might be you might be talking, well, the NSA is going to come after you. Well, at this point, as I'm talking now, I don't believe that it was completely an inside job. I do believe some shit went down that's shady as all hell. I do believe that they could have. I still believe some of the official stories, so I believe that the FBI and the CIA didn't talk enough and all that. But I'm willing to look into it, and I'm willing to research it. But I'm not willing to put up with, total hypothesis. How many years with that whole JFK magic bullet theory, shooter in the grass, all that stuff. It's theories. It's not anything factual. And I need a little bit more before I buy into something like that. Joel Sweatman, I buy that Hillary believes. What does it matter about Benghazi? Hillary Clinton. You guys ready for that in 2016? Oh, that's okay, High Desert. I didn't know you were working. That's cool. I wasn't getting on you. Not a lot, anyway. Come on. Thanks for joining, though. You can call me out later when we're in another chat later on. You can tell me how wrong I was. You're good at that. That's okay, though. I still like you. Hillary Clinton in 2016. You guys gonna vote for a third party when Hillary runs? Mr. Tommy Boy 9, status on your AR Stinger and love the bump fire. I do have a little bit more footage of the bump fire at Kansas's place before I gave him his AR. I did do one mag dump with it. I allowed his son to shoot it once as well on bump fire. And then I took it with me to Mule Teams, and I shot another mag out of it, bump fire, and then Mule Team shot a magazine out of it. But at that point, I think it was starting to fail. And then when TJ grabbed it, it wouldn't work at all. And it was short stroking, which basically means it was not feeding another round or wasn't ejecting a round. It would just shoot and no ejection, right? And the reason for that, I've taken it apart. This is a piston AR, all right? So High Desert, it is an AR, but it's kind of like an AK, but it's it'd be probably a lot better if it was just, gas impingement. But I wanted to mess around with the piston idea, right? Okay, so that's a good look at it. This is a cup. On this side where you can't see, there's a hole in here where another piece fits into it, right? And attached to that piece that fits into here is a rod that goes through the gas hole. So when the bullet leaves the chamber, the gas comes up, it fills up this chamber, and it pushes that piece that fits inside here out, that piece that's attached with the rod. When the rod then gets pushed back, it hits the the bolt carrier group, and it moves back like so, and then comes forward. However, this piece that goes in here is not fixed in there at all. It's only held in there by the amount of distance between the gas hole and the piston. So it's like this, right? In order to not come all the way out, because if there was nothing stopping the rod, it would come all the way out and then it wouldn't work anymore because it would be out of the rifle. It needs to stop itself on the barrel nut. Well, this barrel nut from Spikes Tactical, because this is a Spikes Tactical bar rail that I have on it, is made out of aluminum. And when this piston comes back, it comes back pretty hard. It never did this before. It pounded it pretty hard before, but the gas block on the rifle failed before it really damaged the gas block or the barrel nut, right? But this time the gas block held, and the barrel nut's getting pounded by this stopper on the rod, right? Because it has a little stopper and it hits it. It was pounding it so hard that it turned the circle into an oval, and the oval closed in on the piston until it seized it up. So in order to fix this, it's going to mean that I need to get a barrel nut that is not aluminum, which is going to mean that I'm going to need a whole brand new free float rail system. But the last time I had to fix it, it was not only the gas block, it was the barrel and the upper. That was the last time I had to fix it. So this one is much cheaper, but I'm not going to worry about that for a while. I'm gonna do some other things. The wife wants a new carry pistol. I need to get my shotgun back, my Saiga, and then I'm gonna look at a new everyday carry. Sorry. All right, let's see what people are saying now. All right, Tommy Stock 64. I'm voting third party because I'm voting third party regardless who the R&D put out there. Okay, why? Is it that you have another candidate in mind that you're hoping everybody will gather around and actually do something for that third party candidate, or is it a protest vote? Are you protesting the whole system by doing it? Right? Because we talked about this a little bit earlier. You should go back and check that out. To me, it's a vote. Okay, are you conservative or are you liberal? Right? That's it for me, right there. Are you conservative or are you liberal? If you're liberal, guess what? The liberals aren't voting for third party. Right? And to wait until you have the perfect candidate who agrees with me on everything I believe in. Okay, well, you might believe in everything he believes in, but not anybody else, not too many other people are going to be like that, because we all have different beliefs. We all have different values, a little bit, right? And if you have to have a candidate that agrees with every one of them, you're never going to vote for anybody that, you're just never going to vote for anybody other than your third-party candidate, which, only a certain amount of people agree with you that is the person we want. For me, it's always been a lesser of two evils. I'm not trying to save the country. I'm trying to slow the train wreck down. Liberals are not voting for third-party candidates, okay? So waiting for the perfect candidate is not always the right option. That's my opinion. Good luck with that. Joel Switman's not going to vote for Hillary. Okay, well, I know a lot of people that didn't vote for Obama, but they voted for Tom Thompson or whoever that guy is, right? I saw one lady who made a video saying, I voted for this guy, but don't you tell me that I threw away my vote. Okay, you're going to say that on your video and tell me that I can't tell you threw away your vote? You did. I'm sorry you did. If you're a conservative and you vote for anybody but the person they're putting up, I'm not saying that person's good. I'm not saying Romney was great. Romney sucked. Probably just as bad as Obama. Maybe worse. We've always discussed it. I'm not trying to save the country. I'm trying to slow the train wreck down. I already know where the country's going. I already see what's coming in the future. I'm not, saying I'm some sort of futuristic person that knows all this shit, but as a Christian, I have certain beliefs. And the beliefs that are in the Bible that I believe in foretell the shit that's going down not only now, but in the future even more. And it doesn't look good. All right? This train wreck is coming off the rails. We will be persecuted. We will be enslaved. We will be shot and killed. If you believe that. Okay? Like I do. And you can believe that or not. I don't really care. But that's my belief on that, right? So I'm just trying to slow it down until I'm a little bit more prepared for it. Because I just woke up a couple years ago. And I'm putting way too much into that AR. Right? When I could be doing something else. And I know, I hear that all the time. Priorities, I know. I'm not a perfect person at all. But I would not vote for third party. That's just me. High Desert. Yep, if we were a liberty-minded country, we would have been involved in any of the World War I, and there would have been no World War II. Unfortunately, we got wrapped in Western imperialism and colonialism in the 19th century. We fell back into sins of Europe empire instead of setting our own course. There you go. If we had been a separatist country, never gone off the gold standard, kept everything at home, all the manufacturing, well, we did become the greatest nation in the world because of World War II, because we bombed everybody else out of existence, right? And maybe, see, World War II is hard for me, HDP, because if we hadn't done anything, right, do you think the Germans and the Japanese would have won it? And if the Germans and the Japanese won it, would they have come for us next? Okay. Not that, not like they did because that's provoked or whatever, right? We totally stayed out of it. Did not do anything to get involved in World War II. The Germans and the Japanese, would they have won that whole battle? And I guess it was also the Italy? I'm not sure on that. I think so. See, this is where it would be good to have you in here to correct me on my history. And I was a good student of history, too. Maybe it was a bad school. I don't know. But would they have won, and would they have come after us after that? Because at that point, if they had won and they had been really strong, there would have been no way we could have defended ourselves without anybody else's involvement. Okay? That's my question on World War II. But I do agree that, okay, let's say after World War II. If after World War II we kept everything home and all that, I think we'd be better off. That doesn't make any good sense at all. I'm sorry, guys. If we had been a separatist nation and we didn't do all this shady shit with other countries all the time, yeah, we'd be much better off, I think. I don't think we'd be the strongest country in the nation. I think World War II and getting involved in that really not only advanced our science, but advanced us as the superpower that we are now. So if we weren't a superpower and we were still a separatist nation, kind of, in the bottom rung, I don't think we'd be, manufacturing jobs. Yeah, we'd probably have more jobs here, but we definitely, who would be the main country? Germany, because if we hadn't gotten involved, would Germany have still won, or would they have won? Not still won, but would they have won, and would they then be the superpower? Right, because they were taking over countries left and right, bombing manufacturing plants left and right. So if they had won, they would have been the superpower, would they have not? That's my question. Okay, so I went into that for a while. Theory or not, I say not. Okay. Sandy Hook, did it happen? I don't think so. That's Joel Sweatman. Okay, that one is kind of on that edge, right? There's a little bit to support that something shady went on. but unfortunately, a lot of it's missing. But there are a lot of reports out there of the other guy that went into the woods, right? So that's shady. Nobody saw any of the bodies, which, you know, it's kids, right? Maybe you could show the adults that got shot. Was there any autopsies? I don't even know if there was. But I remember some doctor or something that was talking about those are assault weapon wound holes or whatever without even looking at the body. I don't know. That one to me is shady too. And then there's the whole Batman connection. The Batman movies. Come on. Sandy Hook. You know what's funny about that? We had Aurora before the election, right? It was, what was it? Like in the October? No, it wasn't October. It was a little earlier. But it was during the height of the election, right? And no gun control for that one. Why? Because there was an election, obviously. There was a lot of people that got shot. The dude had a Betamax, right, which saved lives, by the way, because Betamax suck ass. If you're going to get a magazine that holds a lot, well, I'm not going to say it because some crazy, well, Sawmag. I said it. Sawmag. 150 rounds, it's an extra 50, right? But, you know, those kind of people, they don't save up for that, right? Because Sawmag's expensive as all hell. Betamax much cheaper. It's like $100. It ain't that much, right? But you get what you pay for. And Betamax sucks. But guess what? Because of Betamax sucks, that saved lives. Because that thing fucking jammed on his ass like Betamax always do. And because of that, I guarantee you lives were saved that day. But nothing happened. No gun control at all. First fucking chance they got after the election was over, whether it's shady or not, which I do think it's shady, if nothing else, right? It's shady, if nothing else. First one, oh, we got to change all the guns, and then we're in a fucking craze. So, just wait. And after the midterm, I don't think there's going to be any thing done. Even if there's a mass shooting tomorrow, I don't think anything's going to be done until after the election of the midterms. So right there, for me, that whole waiting until after the elections to do shit tells me that there is some validity still to it. Why? I don't know. You tell me. That's what I think. Okay. We got G saying hello to Peanut. Stating there are plenty of libs voting third party and green. Well, see, I did not know that. I would like to know more about that. I don't really look into that very much because it upsets me a lot. Looking into that side of things, it irks me. So I don't really educate myself, but I don't, I guess, that was my opinion. American Socialist and Communist parties get a fair number of votes. There you go. Do you think we outnumber them? Do we have more votes for our third party than they have for theirs? Don't know. If we didn't get involved in World War I, it would have been a standoff. Germany would have not been forced into the terms that led to the economic and social conditions that led to World War II. See, and that's where you're probably a lot more educated on the economic conditions at the time than I was. I mean, I knew about the Lusitania. I know basic stuff. My dad, when I was growing up, my dad was all about World War II stuff. That's all we watched was cowboy movies, cowboy shows, and stuff with World War II. So, big John Wayne fan, right there. How can you watch cowboy movies and TV shows and World War II movies without being a John Wayne fan, right? Of course, I still love the best World War II show in history. It's got to be Hogan's Heroes. Hogan's Heroes. That shit's funny as all hell. Wow, 16 thumbs downs? Holy shit. Holy shit! Last time I looked at the thumbs downs, it was only like 2. Felt like, wow, we got some of the haters to come in and bitch. But I must have pissed somebody off tonight, or today, this afternoon. 16 thumbs downs. Whatever. Thank you for those. And let me just check. Now, Hogan's Heroes, funny show. I invited people, Mr. Tommy Boy. I did. I've already seen you dance for me. LOL. Yeah, I know. Thanks for the update. I already invited people. Nobody's shown yet. So I'm about to end this, actually. I don't want to break Mule's record on the most thumbs downs in a chat. I held that record for a good long time. But Hogan's Heroes is funny because, well, not only is it a funny show, right, but can you imagine, this is what, late 50s, early 60s, them pitching that show, you know, to the network execs. Okay, we got this great idea for a show. Nazi Germany, concentration camp, comedy. I mean, come on. This is after the fact that we knew about the Holocaust, right? Because supposedly we didn't know about it while the war was going on. I don't know exactly. HDP, I'm sure you got this. I'm sure you know exactly when we found out about the Holocaust, right? But and that is if the Holocaust even existed. There are people out there that don't think that existed. Maybe that's a conspiracy too. I don't know. But to look back on it now and to think at that time, right? Everybody bought the official story, just about. Maybe there were a few, but there were, you know, they were the crazies. But to know the concentration camps and then to set it in not a technical death camp, but into a, you know, concentration camp, and to make it a comedy, that had to be a fun room to sit in as they're trying to explain their idea for this show. And I believe the show came off of the Escape from Stalag 13 in the movie. There was a movie. It had some of the same actors, I believe. And because of the movie, they kind of ran with the show. And it was the same thing with MASH. MASH was originally a movie, right? And then they made the TV show on it. Hogan's Heroes was the bomb in the day. Yeah, it was. It's hilarious. My daughter, she's in band, right? And just recently they did the Hogan's Heroes theme song for band. And of course, 99% of those kids didn't even know what Hogan's Heroes was. And so I had to educate her with a couple of shows that they still run on TV and stuff. Whitman, one of the Aurora survivors, was at the Boston bombing. Ooh. There you go. And did you know that the movie Batman was playing in Aurora, right? And that in that movie there was a segment of the map that they showed that said Sandy Hook, and it was circled in the movie. And so that's kind of weird, huh? And I believe there was an Aurora building in that movie as well. There was a building that said Aurora on it. So if you really want to get brainwashed, you know, conspiracy, then there you go. Joel Switman, I don't think people like me. Well, I don't know. Are you a likable person? There's a lot of people that don't like me. But I am, you know, who I say I am. This is me. You like me or you don't. I don't care. And for the people that don't give me a chance, you know, to think, you know, whatever they think and then just automatically say, I don't like that guy, missing out. You know, I'm a good friend, I think. And it is very important for me to be friends with people who are what they say they are. You know, I make mistakes sometimes, and I change my opinion on some things here and there. But there's some people out there that are every freaking day, you know. We've had them on the Dragon a long time ago. That whole incident back in December that I was a part of, or the main reason of, that everybody wanted Mule to give me shit and to take my keys and kick me to the curb because I crossed the boundary of political correctness, and they didn't want to be associated with somebody who would say those things. But they didn't really understand the entire chat. You know, I don't know if they just stepped in or if they just automatically drew their conclusions and went from there. But the whole idea of that chat a long time ago was that political correctness is going to kill us as a country. can't say what you really think anymore. And it's important to support those people who say things that you don't agree with. It's important to understand that even though you don't agree with the Klan, that they have a right to say it. Shoot, even WM Warriors agrees with that. And he's black. There's a lot of black people that are on the Dragon that are open-minded and understand that even though you don't agree with the Klan, and I'm sure there's even some, there's probably a lot that I don't even know about. Just because you don't agree doesn't mean they don't have a right to say it. I had one person, Mario, I think, say, well, I don't like that because that incites more hate and that incites violence. Well, violent people are going to do violent things whether they're incited to do it or not. And maybe it might incite them to do it, but it's still personal responsibility. You're still responsible for your own actions, right? Just words aren't enough. The whole freedom of speech is you have a right to your opinion. And even if your opinion is wrong, there you go. Everybody has a right to their own opinion, and you should be able to voice that opinion without fear of persecution from the government and from people who are nosy Nellies. All right, you got these people on TV recently. We got the Duck Dynasty. We got the guy who is the Clippers owner. Right? They're saying things, and they're getting punished. And people are saying, well, they're not getting put in jail, so technically their freedom of speech is still intact. No, but you got all these people who have nothing better to do than to make sure that they don't ever live right ever again. We're going to take away your business. We're going to make sure you go bankrupt for those words that you said that were hurtful. So, Joel Switman, he's likable because he's real. Well, there you go. Just be you. I still might not like you. I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. There's some people who really believe in Obama as the greatest person alive, right? That are real people. There's a lot of people at my church that I don't associate with, and I still think they're real people. I just don't agree with their opinions much. We don't have a lot in common, but they're real. They are who they say they are, and that's a big step. Now, if you are who you say you are, and we kind of agree on a few things, and then we become friends. And, as long as you're real, I'm real, that's all it takes. A lot of times you ask a bigger channel on YouTube, how do you get to be a bigger channel on YouTube? I've had that question posed to me. I've posed that when I was a smaller channel to other big channels, right? And it's always the same answer, just be who you are. And it's true, really, it is. You just be consistent. Don't try to be fake to be something that you're not just to be popular. All right, I will look one more time, and I think we're going to end this. Kansas Hillbilly Prepper, one greatest guys in the world. That was 3 minutes ago, brother. I don't remember that far back. Maybe he's talking about me. Oh, the dog is funny as all hell. She's snoring, right? And when she breathes out, her lip goes. All right, guys. That's enough. That's enough of Stinger. And thanks for everybody for joining us. Shout outs go to Kansas Hillbilly Prepper. Feel better, my brother. Feel better soon. Do not go to the range tomorrow if you're not feeling up to it. Do not push yourself, because if you end up pushing yourself, you might have to be in the hospital even longer than you would have been if you hadn't pushed yourself. So make sure you get better and then go to the range. All right, that's just my advice to you. To Mule Team 66, I don't know what you're going through, brother, but I hope whatever it is, you come out good and get back to me as soon as possible. Joel Switman says I would like him, but we might not agree. And you know what? I don't agree on all things with a lot of people. A lot of people. Shoot, me and Mule, we're pretty good friends, and we hardly agree on hardly anything. Well, on some major things we don't agree on. And that's okay, because At the end of the day, we can have that debate, whatever the debate is. I've even had good friends that are atheists, right? Well, at the end of the day, after we have our little debate, as long as it came across respectful and not insulting on a personal level, we can still be friends. I might not have changed your opinion, you might not have changed mine, but guess what? We're both a little bit more educated on it, right? Might still have the same opinions as we did before, but as long as we kept it respectful, there you go. I had people coming on my videos not too long ago when I did a religious video on who gives you the right. Is it your God or your government? Ooh, that was a great subject. Great video on my channel if you're ever in the mood to watch a Stinger production, right? Who gives you the right, your God or your government? And in that video, I said, well, for the atheist out there, I guess it's your government because you don't believe in a creator, right? Well, got some hate on that one. And that's fine, right? We can have that disagreement. But these people, not only did they disagree, but, oh, you believe in a fairy tale. Next thing you're going to be talking about is Santa Claus, Tooth Fairy, and all this stuff, right? So they're making personal attacks. Once you start making personal attacks, your point becomes invalid, in my opinion. You're not trying to convince me of your position on it, right? You're going to name calling, which you already lost. If you're reverting to name calling, you lost the argument. Sorry, you have no argument, so you have to go to name calling. There you go. So, and Kansas Hillbilly Prepper meant me when greatest person. Well, that's just because I gave you a rifle, brother. But Kansas Hillbilly Prepper is an awesome cat. And sorry you're not feeling up to doing your chat today, brother. Glad I could fill in for you. Hope it wasn't too boring for the other 10 people that gave it a thumbs up. Still at 16 thumbs down, so any chance, for all you haters out there, we're wrapping this bitch up. So get in your thumbs downs and your thumbs ups before we're done. We've got 11 now. And let's see. All right. So go check out Kansas Hillbilly Prepper if you have not seen his contest result video. Go check that out. And yeah, we gave him a rifle. If you didn't know already, I've been shouting it out because, dude, that was great. I enjoyed being able to be a part of it, to go see you and to hand deliver a rifle from 10 of your friends on YouTube. That was awesome. I love being a part of it. And so, yeah, I shout that out all the time. If you haven't seen it, go check out his channel or mine. We have videos on both of our channels about that. Mule Team, get better, or hope things work out, or whatever the situation may be. Thank you for everybody who joined. Oh, Joel Switman, you're coming up as spam, so I didn't see some of your comments. Respect is always the key. It is. If you can, just have a respectful debate and not resort to name calling, we can agree to disagree on subjects, and we can be great friends. So there you go. Haven't you been in the chat once or twice? I don't know. Thanks for hosting. You're welcome. Glad you enjoyed it. Tommy Boy, all those thumbs downs, question mark. I don't think you're doing a great job, and F everyone else. Oh, I said don't, and you said do, or doing. I think you're doing a great job, and F everybody else. I know you already said that. Ha ha. Okay. And with that, folks, make sure to tune in tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Arizona time, which I think I drove all the Arizona boys off. I'm the last one standing here in the Dragon. 9 Central, I think it's 10 Eastern, tomorrow night, here on the Dragon. Hopefully, Mule will be back, and hopefully we'll have another Green Dragon. Last night was the same thing. We had a Green Dragon. I started that one up. Luckily, some people joined me on that one, which I sent out massive invites for that one, and I would have had more people here on this one. But anyway, tomorrow night, 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 7 Pacific. I believe we're with Pacific right now. Arizona is. And thank you very much for watching, and we'll talk to you later.